Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What I'm about to tell you is setting the NFL world on fire, and it's got the potential to reshape the NFC North in a way we haven't seen in years. Rumors are swirling that the Green Bay Packers are close to pulling off a blockbuster trade that could bring one of the league's most disruptive defensive tackles, Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs, to Lambeau Field. Now, I know, it sounds almost too good to be true, but sources close to the deal say that everything is nearly finalized, with only a few details left to iron out. This kind of off-season move could be a game-changer, especially considering how critical interior pass rushers are in today's NFL. And for us Packers fans, this isn't just about adding a star. It's about taking a huge step towards solidifying our defense and making a serious run at the Super Bowl. Let's break down what this trade could really mean for Green Bay. First, Chris Jones is a force of nature inside. Since entering the league back in 2016, he's been an absolute nightmare for offensive lines, racking up 75. 5 sacks over his career, along with 12 forced fumbles. His PFF grade over the years has hovered around 92, one which puts him in elite territory. In the 2025 season, he posted 5 sacks, 42 pressures, and was among the top interior defenders in EPA per rush with -0.24, creating chaos in the backfield on almost every snap. His pass rush win rate, according to Next Gen Stats, was a staggering 22%, leading the NFL among interior linemen. That's vortex-like disruption, constantly forcing the quarterback to hurried throws or mistakes. He's also a solid run defender with a run-stop percentage of 38.2%, and his missed tackle rate is only around 21%, which shows how reliable he is when wrapping up. Now, why would the Chiefs trade such a disruptive force? After finishing 10-7 in 2025, Kansas City is looking to rebuild and recalibrate. They're sitting on a cap space of about $12 million after some key extensions and the retirement of Travis Kelce, and they need to start building for the future. Their defense, which ranked 15th in EPA per play at -0 for last season, struggled to get consistent pressure and stop the run. The Chiefs' secondary also needs youth and depth, especially with some of their older edge rushers aging out. Chris Jones was basically their only PFF-graded defender above 90, and with his contract valued at around $158 million over 5 years, a trade makes financial sense. Kansas City is looking to offload some of that cap space and acquire draft picks, particularly a first-rounder in 2027 and a third-round pick in 2028, so they can focus on bolstering their secondary and younger edge rushers. Meanwhile, the Packers are sitting pretty with about $28 million in cap space. They've been building a solid roster over the past few seasons, and this move would be a massive upgrade for their interior defensive line. Kenny Clark is a very good player with a PFF grade of 84.6 and averaging around 0.8 sacks per game last season. But adding Chris Jones, who has a comparable or even better production profile, would elevate the entire defense to a new level. It's not just about stopping the run. It's about creating pressure up the middle, forcing quarterbacks into uncomfortable situations, and turning third and long into manageable situations for the Packers' defense. Think about how this impacts the entire team. Jones would immediately be a double-team magnet, freeing up others like Rash and Gary to get after the quarterback more consistently. With Jones anchoring the middle, the Packers' run defense could become one of the best in the league. Imagine holding opponents to fewer than 100 rushing yards per game, just like the Rams did with Aaron Donald in 2022. That kind of dominance would make it almost impossible for opponents to sustain long drives or establish a balanced attack. Plus, with the interior pressure Jones provides, opposing offenses would find it harder to execute quick passes or get the ball out on time. And let's not forget the potential impact on the pass rush. With Jones in the fold, the Packers could project around 12 or more sacks from him alone in 2026, with a significant drop in opponent EPA per run around 18%, which is huge. His ability to generate turnovers with bull rushes and disrupt the quarterback's rhythm could lead to at least 8 additional takeaways. That's a game changer. When you have a defensive line that dominates the trenches, it sets the tone for the entire team. Opponents would be forced into long yardage situations, and that plays right into the Packers' strengths, especially with a secondary that's been improving. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects in terms of the division. The NFC North has been up for grabs lately, with the Lions making strides and the Bears rebuilding. But a move like this, bringing in a player of Chris Jones' caliber, could tilt the balance in Green Bay's favor. It's reminiscent of the Rams' acquisition of Aaron Donald in 2018, an interior disruptor who transformed their defense into a top-tier unit and helped them win a Super Bowl. If the Packers land Jones, they instantly become a much more formidable team, capable of competing with the NFC's best. Their odds to reach the Super Bowl, currently at plus 60, would skyrocket. Some predictive models, like those from PFF, suggest they could improve to around plus 500, making them real contenders. This kind of move also signals a clear statement that the Packers are serious about winning now. With Jordan Love continuing to develop and the offense already looking promising, bolstering the defense with a player like Chris Jones could be the final piece needed to push us over the top. We've seen how dominant interior defenders can change the course of a season. The impact of Buckner with the Colts last year, for example, was undeniable. The Packers would become a fortress, especially in divisional matchups against the Bears and Lions, where controlling the line of scrimmage is crucial. With Jones disrupting the middle and Clark holding his ground, opposing offenses would be forced into uncomfortable third-down situations, increasing our chances to get off the field quickly. Looking at the broader picture, this trade isn't just about one player. It's about a strategic shift, an all-in mentality. Green Bay has been patient, building through the draft and developing young talent. But now, with a shot at a deep playoff run, they're willing to make a bold move that could define the franchise for years. It's about setting a new standard on defense, where disruptive interior linemen like Jones are the backbone of a championship-caliber team. And for the Chiefs, it makes sense. They're retooling, trying to find their future stars and getting draft capital in return for a player who, at 31, still has plenty of prime years ahead. In terms of what this means for the NFL landscape, it's a reminder that the league is evolving. The teams that control the trenches, both offensive and defensive line, are the ones who typically end up on top come January. The Packers, with this kind of upgrade, would be positioned as serious contenders, not just for a division title, but for a deep playoff push and a potential Super Bowl appearance. Fans should be excited because this isn't just speculation. It's a signal that Green Bay is serious about reestablishing itself among the league's elite. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? If this deal goes through, it would mark a new chapter for Green Bay, one where their defense becomes a nightmare for offenses, and the team as a whole gains a new identity rooted in toughness and disruption. It's an infusion of talent that could elevate the Packers from playoff hopefuls to Super Bowl contenders. And honestly, it's one of those moves that could be remembered for years to come, an iconic trade that transforms a franchise's destiny. We're talking about a seismic shift, folks, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the Packers manage to pull off this move, the implications are massive. It not only boosts our chances for this season, but also sends a message that Green Bay is back in the game for the long haul. The NFC North would become even more competitive, with the Lions and Bears having to step up their game, because the Packers would be a force to reckon with. Fans can dream about what this means for the playoffs. Imagine a defense that can shut down the run, pressure the quarterback relentlessly, and generate turnovers at crucial moments. It's about establishing a culture of dominance, something we've been craving since the days of the great defenses of the past. And what about the individual impact? Chris Jones, at 31, still plays like he's in his prime. His ability to generate consistent pressure from the interior is rare. His 2025 season stats are proof: over 10 sacks, nearly 20 QB hits, and that eye-popping pass rush win rate of 22%. That's elite production. Plus, advanced stats show he's a vortex in the pocket, creating chaos and forcing quarterbacks into hurried throws. Exactly what we need to turn games in our favor. His presence on the field would complement Kenny Clark perfectly, creating a duo that offensive lines wouldn't want to face. Think about the possibilities. Double teams on Clark freeing up Jones, or vice versa, leading to increased pressure on the quarterback and more sacks, more turnovers, more wins. The strategic fit is also undeniable. The Packers' defensive scheme, especially under Jeff Hafley, emphasizes interior pressure and disrupting the timing of opposing offenses. Jones' skill set aligns perfectly with that philosophy. The team would be able to deploy more complex blitz packages, knowing that the interior line is stout enough to hold the line and free up linebackers and edge rushers to do their thing. It's a comprehensive upgrade that could elevate the entire unit from middle of the pack to top tier. In conclusion, if this trade becomes reality, it's going to be one of those defining moments for the Green Bay Packers. It's about more than just acquiring a star. It's about setting a new tone for the franchise, one rooted in relentless defense, physicality, and a championship mindset. The NFC North would never be the same, and the league better take notice because the Packers are coming back strong, with a defense that could rival some of the best in history. The future is bright, and this potential move could be the spark that ignites a new era of Green Bay dominance. Fans, buckle up because the ride is about to get even more exciting. Stay tuned because what's coming could be legendary. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.